You know, when you talk to the American worker on the ground, not in Washington, D.C., the no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. When I was talking to the union members today in that parade, it matters to them. So, you know, we're hearing those investments are going to be key as we move forward. But it doesn't come without hard work. You know, it really is silly to think that we're all not going to be on the ground to deliver to the American people. So I'm looking forward to these job numbers coming out. You know, we've had some solid reports. We know the uncertainty that has happened and the concern, but it's going to come from Congress doing their job, us delivering those dollars to our respective state partners so they can reinvest in their workforce and upskill and reskill and get ready to go to assist the president in the investment that those companies are making.
Right. You know, so many people are looking forward to the month of September, looking to turn that page, although some people still love summer and want to stay in there in August. But the month of August is notorious for being a quiet month in terms of hiring when we're talking about getting a job and keeping a job. So what can we expect from the jobs report due on Friday or Wednesday? We've heard, you know, it's going to come out one of these days this week. Maybe you can share when we expect to see that drop and what to expect.
Sure. Well, we get the jobs report on Friday, Numbers Day. I get it just prior to, you know, coming out and talking about it. But here's what we know from the historical perspective. In Trump 1, he invested, and we know it worked for the American people. In Trump 2, he's doing the same thing. These companies are reinvesting. So we know consumer confidence is up. Unemployment is holding steady. Wage growth, 1.4% in blue-collar jobs. That all matters, and so they feel it. The American worker is keeping more of their hard-earned dollars, and they tell me that story. And I have been, again, to 32 different states. I just returned from a 6-state swing in New England to talk to dairy farmers, to talk to submarine and shipbuilders, the trades. 1 million apprentices is my goal to have active for this president in that executive order. And those dollars that we're going to release, we've already released. You know, we have $30 million that we're going to release to our state partners to invest in technical schools, community colleges, to answer the call of the market demands. So we're excited about it. It's going to be a job. That's why I'm here, is to lean into this job, make sure that our businesses have the skilled workforce that they're asking for to deliver on these jobs numbers.
Yeah, you talk about the people you've been speaking to in these different states. I'm wondering if you've seen any of these protests, because people have been protesting outside government and corporate offices on this Labor Day, using this holiday to call it a workers over billionaires National Day of Action. And they are accusing the Trump administration of attacking working families by busting unions and favoring corporations. That was kind of the rallying cry today. So, you know, what you're out there. So what do you say to those who accuse the administration of favoring corporations over blue-collar workers, the ones that you've been talking to?
Well, listen, my goal when I became the labor secretary is to bring business and labor together. I was in one of the biggest Labor Day parades today in Erie, Pennsylvania, with all unions. I rode with the Teamsters today. I talked to the Teamsters. I talked to a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat, who said he voted for President Trump both times. Why? Because those policies matter. They matter to his membership because they know it equates to jobs, and that's what matters. When we have the apprentices, when we have the workforce, we can produce a bigger pie, grow this economy, and that confidence will go up. So while we saw First Amendment rights being exercised, that's important as well. But I will tell you, the majority of people I talked to today, and I was out there for several hours, all unions, plumbers, pipe fitters, Teamsters, the people who are caring for their families and the small communities in rural America, these policies are doing wonders for them. And so we're going to double down as the labor secretary and with all the secretaries on the ground. You know, the president has really given us this latitude to get out on the ground, don't stay in Washington, D.C., go talk to the American people and give them what they asked for when they elected President Trump.
Okay, so you're halfway through this listening tour. You've told us a little bit about some of the positive things, but there's got to be people that are angry that you've talked to. I'm wondering if you can share some of their stories and, like, how do you talk through that anger and frustration, I should say? Maybe it's more frustration that you're hearing from some others.
Well, I can tell you this, my door is always open. I talk to everybody. I don't want to disregard the American people. I was elected as the labor secretary for all Americans. But I can tell you, we are not hearing the anger. Sure, is there uncertainty sometimes? They want to make sure. Listen, I talk to business owners who are frustrated. What are they frustrated about? They're frustrated about in these interest rates.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.